Hey, what up YouTube? This is LeoType11 and I'm coming at you with another deck profile. This time I'm profiling a water deck that I just built. The other day I was looking through my binder and I saw this card right here. Ocean Dragon Lord Neo Dedalus, and I was reading its effect. It says, send Yumi on your side of the field to the graveyard to send all cards in both players' hand and on the field to the graveyard except this card. And I really like that effect, and so I said, I'm going to try to build something around this card. And then I started building the deck, and I'm pretty happy how it turned out. So let's get right to the profile. I just read this card's effect, and so this is a card that this deck mainly tries to hit, but it's not necessary for the win. This is just a good option to have in the deck, and one copy of this card in this deck is plenty, because even though you try to make a deck to go around this card, it's pretty hard to get out. But once it's out on the field, you pretty much have game, because your opponent is forced to top deck into something to destroy it, and it's a 29 beater that it's going to be really tough to destroy unless they top deck into a smashing ground or a fissure or whatever. But and this card does not destroy. It does not target, does not destroy, so it sends from the hand to the hand and on the field to the graveyard. So they can respond with like Starlight Road or any of those other cards. So I just run one copy of that. Next I run two Levia. It's pretty much the same thing. Send Yumi on your side of the field to the graveyard. Destroy all cards on the field except this card. This card does destroy. So they could respond with Starlight Road, but not a lot of people run it, so they run other stuff. So, and this card with Legendary Ocean, which this deck runs, its level, Legendary Ocean reduces the level of monsters by 1. So this 2, 4, 6, the 7 level monster becomes level 6, 1 tribute summon. It's in the 26 beater. I think Legendary Ocean gives him 200 or 300 extra attack, so this kind of becomes a pretty heavy beater. And there's just two of these in the deck. Now this card, this is the one that actually wins the duels. This card just, it's a level 4 Sea Serpent. I would really like if this card was a level 3, so you could go into it with a Diva. But level 4 is alright. So you can send one face-up Yumi you control to the graveyard to select up to 2 cards your opponent controls and sends them to the graveyard. So this is just like Neo Dedalus. It does not target. It just sends them from the does not destroy. It just sends them from the field to the graveyard. It's a level 14 beater. And this is the card that like 90% of the time wins the duels, because they'll have heavy back row or have monsters. And that's, a 2-kill. Next I'm running triple Warriors of Atlantis. It's a 19 attack, level 4. What this card does is you send it from your hand to the grave to search out for Legendary Ocean. And this deck, when I decided to build this deck, I wanted it to be speedy, so I built it kind of like a turbo. So it's kind of like a water turbo deck or whatever. It's a good option to have, just because it's a 19. You go head to head with Thunder King Rayo, which those are a bitch if you ever go up against them. You know how that is. And of course you want to get all your stuff out really quick, so you're running triple Deep Sea Diva. The Divas, search out for the Divas. They go into a level 2 XZs, or they're also a tuner. So you can go into a synchro summon. I run 3 of these, and then just one Spike Gillman, just so my third Diva doesn't become a dead draw. So I go Diva, search for Diva, and then when I draw another Diva, I go switch the Gillman. So that's it right there. Next I just run 2 copies of Mother Grizzly. You search out for a water monster. This is just to search. Like I said, like this is a speedy deck. Next, I'm running 2 Abyssal Kingsharks. This card, once per turn, if this card would be destroyed by an effect that does not target, it is not destroyed. So you could go summon, and you go Dark Hole, and all the cards will be destroyed except for this card. Or if this card would summon, you go Torrential Tribute, or your opponent go Torrential Tribute or whatever. But this card will not be destroyed because it is not being specifically selected as a target. So even Mirror Force, you go attack, and they go Mirror Force. This card is not destroyed because Mirror Force is not targeting this card. So I just run 2 of them. They're 17. 17 attack, level force. And finally, 2 Effect Veilers. This card just stops everything. If you notice that you're going to the tournaments, you know there's a lot of people are running Effect Veilers. Or if not, they'll side in second turn. Just because, you know, Effect Veilers are dominant in this format. And so far, and I try to make this deck, you know, as competitive as I can. So 2 Effect Veilers. We all know what that card does. Level 1 tuner. Negates effects. Or veils effects or whatever. And that's it for the monsters. That's all the cards I got right there. And now for the spells. Of course, this is a water deck. You're running a Legendary Ocean. And this card, Legendary Ocean, is pretty much a Yuumi. It says treat this card's name as Yuumi. So, you know, when they say you send Yuumi on your side of the field, you could just send a Legendary Ocean to this side of the field. So this card just reduces the level by 1 and gives them an attack boost of 200 to all your water monsters. Field spell. Next I run 2 copies of Moray of Greed. Return 2 water monsters from your hand to the deck and draw 3 cards. Pretty simple. I just run two of them, except right now they're kind of iffy. I've only dueled with this deck a couple of times, and I think I've only used this card, or I've dueled with this deck maybe I would say like 10 times, 8, 9, 10 times. I've only used in Moray of Greed once, so the effect sounds decent, but it's, you know, you could be running probably something else, but that's what I have for right now. Next, triple upstarts. Like I said, this deck pretty much is a turbo deck, so you want to pull your combos as quick as possible, and Upstart allows you to do that. 1 single copy of Pot of Duality, because I just like 1 in this deck. I think that's good. Maybe I would take away a Moray of Greed and add another one, but like I said, I'm still kind of, you know, playtesting with this deck. I like how it is right now, but you know there's always room to change. So there's a Pot of Duality. Double MSTs. Of course, the Dark Hole is just staples. And a Monster Reborn. Now for the traps. Triple Reckless Greeds. This card's kind of going up in popularity. You know, I've seen a lot of people running this card, and you know I could see why, because this is an amazing card, especially if you ever pull a triple combo where you chain all 3 of these. And the sweet thing about that is you draw 6 cards, but yet you only skip 2 of your draw phases. That's pretty sexy right there. 2D prisons. So that's those what are they called? Stardust. You can't stop that. Bottomless, just 1 copy of it. And of course the triple hitters, 2 warnings, and your Solemn Judgment. And that's it for this deck. Let me know what you guys think. If you have a water deck, send me a link to your guys' video. I would like to see how you guys are playing it. If you got any suggestions or any good cards for this type of build, please let me know. I'll have the deck list in the description below. And I'll also have like duel videos where I use this deck. I'll probably have maybe 1 or 2, just to kind of show you guys how I would use this deck. And that's it. Yeah, just, you know, check out the videos and leave a comment send me a PM. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later, YouTube.